I'm happy that you're driving.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Are you a good passenger?
I am normally with people, of course, like that
You trust?
Again, if we drive like this, it's all good, right?
Yeah.
I start to get a little bit more uncomfortable if we start like pushing it. For example, if we're on the track and I'm with my manager, I would not sit next to him.
You won't?
No.
No. But you trust him to make all the big decisions in your life?
Yeah, but not in a race car. I'm not sitting next to him.
You do love driving, do you?
I do, yeah. But mainly, for me, more in like racing cars. So at the moment, F1, then I do spend a bit of time in a GT3 car.
You went to the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
You called yourself Franz Herbert.
Yeah, Franz.
Well, how did you make that up? And how much were you laughing when you did it?
Yeah, so the team, Immo Freda, we have the GT3 car with, they were like, well, Mike, you can drive under a fake name. Do you have any recommendations? So I was like, you know what, let's make it really German. So I was like, Franz Hermann. I was like, that sounds good.
Because he could have been like a sports car racer in the 70s, couldn't he?
Yeah, but then again, if you would choose like a famous name, then people rock up.
Yes.
So I was like, let's not do that, just make it really German.
But you love driving enough to spend your spare time going to the Nordschleife. I think most people who love driving will appreciate that.
Yeah, for me, it's a passion of mine. I enjoy driving, racing.
When did you first realise that you love driving, that you like holding a wheel, operating stuff? I mean, surely you're a bit like the rest of us. If there's a lawnmower to be driven, you want to drive it. If there's something with a wheel or machinery, you want to operate it.
Yeah, I mean, if I ask my parents, of course, when I was 3 years old, I was already on like a quad bike.
Yeah.
Racing around in the garden. Doesn't matter if it's a quad bike, a car, a go-kart, like I think the excitement also was always like close to the ground and, really feel the speed.
The modern style of driving is a bit different to what many people think is the case. A lot of people still think it's about managing the exit of the corner, but actually there's a school of thought that it's all entry to apex, isn't it? And how you manage the car on the way in.
I think it also depends a lot on what car that you're in.
Yep.
So a road car is different to an F1 car, and an F1 car is different to a GT3 car, and a GT3 car is of course again different to a hypercar or whatever, So I think the right way to describe it is you have to adapt to the situation you're in.
So you have to have all the skills.
Because I can't say, but I drive in a F1 like this, so I need to drive it like that. That doesn't work.
But there's a lot of talk about, particularly the Red Bull over the last few years, having a style, requires a style that only you can deliver. It makes really interesting reading if you're like me and a nerd.
Yeah.
Because I know that it must be the case. There must be something there that you can do that no one else can.
Yeah, like I said, I just adapt to what I got. It's not what I like, it's just what I have. So I better try and drive to it, because that's the fastest way to go around the track, but it's not what I personally would like. I mean, I would like different bits of a car.
Well, this season it's been extraordinary because you've definitely had some pole positions that outperform the car. Does that make you smile more when you know the rest of the world's going, when you know Fernando Alonso points at a screen and goes, wow, only he can do that? Yeah. That's got to make you feel good, hasn't it?
Of course it does. But of course I'm not doing it to show the people, of course, what I'm capable of. I'm doing it because I want to just try and be the best at, with myself. Because I'm quite probably in that sense quite a perfectionist. It's never good enough. And if I can, of course, come out of the car and I can say to myself, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's never good enough, but pretty good.
Have you ever said that was really good?
I've had a few laps that were pretty good. Yeah. When you look back at it.
You said pretty good again.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think even last year Jeddah qualifying, like my first run in Q3.
Yeah.
I came back in the box. I was like shit. This is like I cannot do. I said honestly, I don't know if I can do this again.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't go faster in the second run, so I couldn't do it again.
Your motor skills are clearly otherworldly. I don't understand how you drive on the limit and then I'll have 2 clips there, multi this, multi that. I'll go one back on the diff here. How on earth do you do that?
Practice.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, so when I joined Formula One, also you had to get better at it, because I remember very well that the very first time that I did it, I could maybe do a few switch changes, and then the more experience you get, the more you can do it. And now with the wheel that I have, because of course I'm at the same team already for a long time, I can almost just do it blind. I can just change it without even looking at it.
But it points towards you having spare capacity.
Oh, for sure. This is very important.
And that's how you make decisions, isn't it?
That is where I think the difference is between a very good driver and then the really, really good drivers. But it's the moments where you're under pressure in very difficult situations. That's where the top drivers will make the difference. In the, whatever, wet, safety car scenarios, slippery conditions, making these switch changes to maybe find half a tenth around the lap, little details. That's where, you have the really good drivers make.
Okay, overtaking. I reckon you redefined the art of overtaking in Formula One. At times, some people may not have liked it, but Jesus, you were effective. How much of that is just down to your style and the way that you push? How much of it is down to interpreting the rules? I bet you read the rule book, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. Naturally, how I grew up, the things that I practiced from when I was a kid with my dad and my friends. I mean, even when I was 8 years old, I had my dad in a higher category, so faster engine basically on the go-kart.
Yep.
Or 12 years old. And we would practice race starts, 2-lap races, then reset. One time you start first, one time you start fifth or sixth, and we just kept on moving position on the grid,
Yep.
Now my dad, of course, he was a bit heavier, so then he took a faster engine, but that was also good because then he would race us. He would send it into corners, defend, overtake, and like I said, 2-lap races. So you do your start and then you try to fight your way to the front, or sometimes, of course, you get shuffled back. And we did this so many times, even on our summer holidays. This was our summer holiday practice.
There's that famous quotation again, actually, it's Senna. If you see a gap and you don't go for it, you're no longer a racing driver.
Yeah.
A bit of me really does believe that.
Sometimes you can still use that argument into the steward's office as well.
Have you used those words?
Of course.
Some of the imagery of when you started, though, like that, I just remember the crazy, how did he not lose that spin in Interlagos in the wet? You're going up the hill, fully sideways. And we were all watching it going, is he human? How on earth is that not spun?
Honestly, for me, that one was 50-50 luck, 50 skills. Because you need to have the luck, and of course, because there's a bit of banking in that corner.
Yeah.
So I spun, and then when I spun, luckily the front started to come back towards to the right, basically. So as soon as I felt it was coming back, I knew that just before the barrier, if you release the brakes, then you get the rolling speed of the tire, and you have a bit more.
It almost drag you forwards, like front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like front-wheel drive?
No, I think it's really boring.
Yeah. We call it wrong-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's really boring. When you drive it in a car, for me, it's just like anti-driving. It's like
anti-driving.
Yeah, it's like I drove it sometimes on the simulator as well. For me, it's the worst thing ever.
Also, what you're asking of the tire, it was a huge burden on it has to steer and put the power down.
So you have to be almost like V-style it more, to be straight out or as much as you can.
Now we're getting so the V-style, right?
Yeah.
This is the driving style conversation I'm going to drag you into. To explain to the casual viewer, the V-style is what I'd call modern racing driving, where you're looking to V straight into the apex and get straight out again. You're not trying to drive the radius of the corner. Is that the way forward?
It's very complicated. It's not like I can sit here and say you have to do this or that.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It simply is not. And every car, I think, is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Even in the same category. I mean, I've driven a lot of GT3 cars. You have to drive them all different.
So is it fair to say that part of your really incredible skill is that you can...
Like adaptability.
Yeah, but the adaptability, but also you can identify where the issues might be.
Yeah, it's very important.
And look for them.
It's very important, yeah. Yeah. Always understand what is the biggest limitation of the car that you have. That's what you have to fix first.
We're going to go to a circuit a bit later on, but I have to ask you now, how quickly do you learn a circuit?
Normally the target is always within 5 laps.
Really? To be on a time?
That's what my dad always taught me from when I was a kid in a go-kart.
5 laps?
Yeah. He said, you need to be on the limit straight away, good lap times. Because sometimes you could go out, just drive and, see what happens. My dad was always there, no, we go out and we have to be on it straight away. And
I think that's really interesting, because if you just go out and see what it's like, you inadvertently set your limit to that point, don't you?
Yeah. That's never how I approach it. especially also because in motorsport, so once you move out of go-karting, you don't have a lot of time. There is not a lot of availability to test, or in a race week, you have FP1, FP2 maybe, and then you go into qualifying.
It's no time
So
at all,
there's
is
no
it?
time to get up to speed. You have to be up to speed straight away.
So when people that watch the sport hear, oh, I lost some time in FP1, FP2 because we had a technical issue, that it really puts you on the back foot.
I mean, yeah, it's not
hugely
ideal, especially if you're quite new, to the championship of the car. It is very important that you get your running in.
Got a regulation change coming.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think it's important to be a bit in the middle of it. From the outside, personally, it doesn't look as the most exciting. But on the other hand, I'm also like, let's see, wait and see. Maybe honestly, it is fun. I think from our side, of course, what is exciting is, of course, that Ford is stepping in with us and see how our partnership can develop. That is for sure the exciting bit about it.
Ford's fascinating because people think of Ford as just making either F-150 trucks or normal
They have
sedans.
they have a massive
Look at the
history
car
in
we're sitting in.
motorsports, yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah.
We're about to go and see an even more insane road car. And without Ford, there would be no Formula One in the modern era, because the DFV was in just about every Formula One car in the 70s.
Yes.
As a custom engine. The sport
People
would have
forget
ended.
about that, yeah. No, exactly. I mean, it's and even to this day, they're involved in so many racing projects, and of course they're coming back to Le Mans with a hypercar as well. So
come on, you'd fancy that, wouldn't you?
of course, hypercar for sure. I like, of course, in GT3 you want to do your Nordschleife, your 24 hours of Spa, but then of course maybe the other ones you want to probably do it in the fastest category.
The other one that I love, which is 12 hours, is Sebring.
Yeah, Sebring. I've been fortunate enough to drive there once.
What a circuit with the bumps.
It's nuts. It's insane that that's still out there.
So you need to do Daytona, so you
Yeah,
get the
all
watch.
of them. All of them. I really want to do all of them.
There's something about you entering a circuit. I think the perimeter of the circuit, when you enter that circuit, a switch goes off.
Yeah, I mean, so if I would come to a new track, first thing, of course, what you would do is, of course, you look at onboards, whatever you can find.
Yep.
What I actually also like to do is look at Google Maps sometimes, so you just have it in your head, yeah.
So are you visualizing it the whole time?
Yeah, so you can think about it already a bit.
What about the track walk? Do you think the track walk's overstated?
I never do it anymore. Only if the track is very, completely new, I might do it, but I always say my outlap is my track walk, because you drive a bit slower.
Because it became almost like a part of the uniform, didn't it? If you didn't do the track walk, you had...
I mean, honestly, to walk for 5 to 7 kilometers, it's just boring. I just prefer to do my outlap a bit slower, look around, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Here we go. We're going to stop here now.
Yeah.
We're going to look at this corner.
Nice hairpin.
It's a nice hairpin. So, are you visualizing what you can do around this corner, or are you just thinking, that's another track?
Yeah, but so if we would just drive past, I would just look at it, and then, okay, you see the color of the tarmac, you see if it's dirty or not. Then you go to...
A little bit easy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Little bit of special sauces coming out now.
Conditions, now it's nice and sunny. You checked, of course, what was the weather the last day or whatever? Did it rain overnight? Not. A little bit. Well, at the end of the day, it's also preparation, right? You have to just prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Look at everything.
Do you still get excited by race circuits?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the night before I drove the North, I can feel it when I'm sleeping. You're just more excited than maybe some other nights.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That's a spicy color.
I'm going to reverse it in.
I like that.
Look at that.
I like that color.
You need one of those company car, man.
Is that my private car?
Let's just leave this sort of...
Yeah, I need to get that next year.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's very lovely.
Come on.
I like that blue color. Blue is my favorite color. So.
Wow. Should you have a look?
Yeah. Whoa. This is my car from Monaco, yeah?